Oh hi, it's pedal of the day, and today's pedal of the day is a bit special because it's my wonderful old SolaSound built Rotosound MkIII S. This is a very cool pedal. It's in just the most fabulous condition, and it really shows off how it looked new. I mean, it must have been such a cool thing in '67. I mean, if you think the MkII had come out in '65 and sort of changed things forever. 65, 66, the 1.5 and the MkII. MkII is a much better dressed pedal, a bit of a gentleman of a fuzz really. Dial it back, it's a bit more like an overdrive, it's a controlled, sweet textured fuzz, very, very musical, beautiful sounding thing. So something had to happen, didn't it? Something had to happen, and this happened. Crazy overtones, huge sustain, massive sizzly fuzz. I mean, just an amazing thing. And my dad and my uncle made this for well, predominantly Vox, Rotosound, who were one of our earliest partners ever. You know, those early check stubs from SolaSound. They some of the earliest business we ever did were with James Howe and Rotosound. So I suppose naturally, when it came to them doing their own fuzz pedal, they came to us, or we went to them, or whatever deal was struck up. So you see it with Rotosound on it, you see it with Vox on it, and there's a few with SolaSound on it, but not that many. But it's a real departure from the MkII sound and the MkII circuit. This one's what we call a reverse board, so the pots are attached to the circuit board inside, and if you take the back off, all you see is the little solder lines. You don't see the components, they're loaded onto the other side of the board, although they appear both ways up, and sometimes with the board halfway down in a little sort of just almost like it's hanging there. And a lot of people ask, well hang on, what was the difference between this and a MkIV? Because surely it's the same circuit. Well, you know what, it is. Normally when we talk about MkIII and MkIV, we're talking about the Vox MkIII case, which is what we call this shape case, and the small case, which was the bottom of the wah-wah pedal, which became the colour sound case that we still use right to this day. But this was the big one, and I suppose this circuit, you sort of think Stooges. You think this is, and also of course this is the pedal Jimmy Page used after the MkII. It's an amazing fuzz, and I think if you walked into the shop in '67, they had to offer you something that was something new and a bit of a departure from what you'd heard before. It must have made people's hair stand on end, and people had long hair then as well. It's probably touching the ceiling. That's why we had such high ceilings at MkIII's, because people's hair standing on it. And people ask me how I end up with pedals like this. Obviously I'm a very lucky guy. They seem to find me, and this came to me through a guy who emailed me a picture of a totally different pedal. It was a really nice SolaSound pedal. He said, I hear this is your company, would you be interested in buying this? I want loads of money for it. And I said, well, I'll have a look. And anyway, he wanted too much for it, but then he said, oh, I've got another one as well, and he showed me this, and I sort of went, and between the two pedals we came to an agreement, and we were only talking online, but the deal was actually done in this sort of dark car park outside a station, pouring with rain. And I went and drove up the station, he jumped in my car with this little rucksack and pulled the pedals out, and I sort of examined them under the little car light, and I had a wad of money, a wad of cash, and he had the pedals, and we exchanged the merchandise for the money, and I ended up with this, and I've kept it ever since. It did stop working. I don't know if you watched that pedal show, the one that came from MkIII's. This is the pedal we took out to play, and we went, it didn't work. But luckily I gave it to Simon in the shed, and he's taken it apart, put it back together, and yeah, thanks for that, Simon, that's really cool of you. And that's all back together again. So this is what you would have heard if you walked in MkIII's 1967.